mostly recovered from eating way too much at Christmas, and hopefully you guys had a Merry Christmas as well. Um, so I'm excited to take a look at a present that I got today. I did get a few things, including the sweatshirt. My kids got me some puzzles. These are some physical sort of brain teaser puzzles. I've looked at a couple of those already. Pretty fun. Kids and I have been having a lot of fun with those. But the thing that I want to look at today is related to a Secret Santa that I was part of. So, on the Crafting the Cryptic Discord server, we had a Secret Santa puzzle swap. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. Did it again this year. And I actually ended up being the Secret Santa for two people because there was, with as many people as were involved, you're always going to have a couple that kind of don't follow through. And so I ended up being a backup Santa for somebody as well. And then that person's Santa ended up coming through with the puzzle in the end. So they got two puzzles, which was great. But I'm not going to talk about the puzzle that I made today. I'm going to talk about the one that I got. Now this is, all I got was a PDF, which I'm going to show you in just a second here on the link in the description. You can try the puzzle out yourself as well. But all I got was the PDF. It's We Three Kings, and it was from Secret Santa. Now I have since discovered who my Secret Santa was, and it was Tyrgannus, or Tyrgsantis as we're calling him today. And you guys will be familiar with Tyrgannus because I've done a lot of his puzzles on the channel before. He's one of the daily, the gap puzzles, the genuinely approachable pencil puzzle setters. And so it's funny because when I glanced, just kind of looked through the puzzles, and I thought, this looks like something that Tyrgannus would have made me, but, I've chatted with Tyrgannus a lot. I feel like I know him, as well as any of the other setters on in the group, and there's dozens of people I have never met, never talked to. So what are the odds that, my Santa would be one of the people that I know? Well, there you go. It was. So, I'm excited to try this. It should be really good. It's a whole bunch of puzzles. You'll notice over here on the PDF, there's some flavor text stuff in here, but essentially, it's a whole bunch of pencil puzzles. Some of the genres we've seen before, some of them I have never done. So, as you guys know, if you follow my channel, you know that I enjoy learning new puzzle types. So, should be a lot of fun. A whole bunch of these rectangle slider, ring, snake. And you have to solve all of these. And then apparently there's like a number we can extract from each one somehow. And then we put those numbers into the cage totals on the Sudoku here, which is the final puzzle. And Tyrgannus, of course, suspected that I might do this on video. And so he provided sort of 3 levels of difficulty on the final puzzle. So I'm going to start with the brutal, the most difficult one. I'm anticipating I will end up on the easier one before I finish the puzzle. But we shall see. And I don't know if there's a specific order. Now there is an example here. It says the extractions involves something genre specific. So a number, for example, if shaka shaka was a genre, the extraction might be the amount of rectangles in the solution. Okay, so for the akari, I'm going to assume it's probably the number of lights, something like that. So should be interesting. Okay, so I've got them all pulled up here. Let's jump to the akari. And on the screen here, it's not going to all look perfect because I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to be jumping back and forth a little bit, I suspect. So, as I jump back and forth between the different puzzles, some of them are different sizes, so they're not all going to be cropped perfectly today, but there you go. So, akari rules, if you may recall, basically we're just placing lights, and they can't see each other, and the clues tell us how many lights are adjacent to that number. So, okay, well, we can start right here with the 4, obviously. The 0 can't have any. This 3 is going to be completely surrounded. Now, the one of these two has to be in, so we can do that. One of these two has to be in. Okay, so the 2, there's 3 options on the 2. So we can't do both of these because it would take away all of our options for the 1. So one of those 2 has to be in, which means this one has to be. So these cannot be because of the 1 is already finished. So the 2 needs its second one there. The 1 goes there. Now the only way to light that cell is with this one. The only way to light this, there's 2 options, I guess. Well, these are not lights. So there has to be a light there to light that one. There has to be a light here to light that one. There has to be a light up here. And now one of these 2. Do we have to finish it off? How do we finish it? Oh, well, there would take away both of those. This one would just take away that one. Oh, right. If we put a light right there, how are we going to light this cell? We can't. So the light has to be there. Means that one can't be. And the only way to light that cell is with a light right there, which means these can't be. So that's our final light. Complete. There we go. All right. So that is the Akari puzzle. Let's see. Do we need to make some... That's really bright, isn't it? My face is... I look like a ghost, I feel like. Let's adjust the light. It's nearing midnight, so I don't have the normal nice lighting that I have from my windows. So, all right. So I need to make some notes. Let's see. Can we add in some notes? Yes. Oh, those are our notes from the last time we had notes. All right. Let's clear out our notes section here. Okay. So Akari, and then I think we're gonna go with the number of bulbs. We'll see if that works out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 bulbs. 18 bulbs for the Akari. Okay, cool. So let's put our notes right over there. There we go. All right, so which puzzle is next? I'm just gonna go in the order they are in the document. I think they're just in alphabetical order, but unless we find a reason not to, I'll just keep going this way. Okay, Bosnian Road, that one. Oh, that's the one in here. Okay, there we go. Or North Pole Road, I guess. So let's refresh the rules. Shade the route I took to the... Okay. So I think Bosnian Road, I know we've done this before. Oh, right, it's the... So we're making is it a loop? I'm going to double check the rules. This is the wonderful document put together by Eric Fox with the rules to lots of puzzle types. Okay, Bosnian Road. Shade some cells to form... Okay, so it is a loop. Can't touch diagonally. And, yeah, okay. And the numbers tell you how many, so you could do, like, 3... let's see, we need to be probably gray. 3 and 3 or something like that. Or this could be 4, or it could be 2 and 2. Yeah, okay. So I think the 7 is the place to start here because we know it has to go around here. The numbers cannot be shaded, cannot be rowed essentially. So you can't come down into here because it would be stuck. So that one can't be shaded, which means we have to have all 4 of those. So it has to go like this, which means it comes up and around there. Now that's 3 out of the 4. The 6 has already lost 2, so we need to have the rest of those because it has a maximum of 8. So it's got to go there like that, which then means this has to come up this way, so that's got to be unshaded. We can't form a small loop here. So this keeps going up. Now the 6... okay, the 1, you can't go up there. It's kind of like the 4 here. You can't go up into the corner there. This 6... yeah, there's no way to avoid going around the back here. The only way to avoid going around the back is if you did something like that, but that's only going to be 5. So you got to come around the back here. 2, 3, that's only 5, so... let's see, this 1, again, if you come in here, you're going to get 2, so you can't do that one. And this one is still going to get 2 from the 1, and this way is going to give you 2. So you can't come in there. So this has to be the 1, like that. So there's only, 5 here. It's the same problem we had over here with the 6. You can't get 6 of them without coming around the back here, essentially. 4, 5. Now that's only 5, but we can't do either of those because the path will be touching itself. So we got to do that, which means this comes up and over that way. Can't come through there. Oh, we've already got our 1 for the 1. So these are all unshaded. We do that, which means we get this 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these two has to be yeah, and it can't be like this because this would have to come in and back out and it would be touching itself. So this has to be the 6th one. Turns there. 4. Let's see, we've got 3. We need one more, so it could come over and up. Yeah, this one can't come over and up, or you're gonna have 5. So this has got to turn up that way. But now this one could still come over. No, it couldn't, because if it does, it's gonna touch itself. You can't do that. So this can't come this way. This has to be the 4th one. We get that. And then, yeah, so it's got to go like that. Solution is correct. Hooray, let's make that one green just for completeness. All right, so what do we think our number is for this one? Could be the length of the road. That seems pretty big, though. Maybe the number of green cells? That also seems kind of big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 40. Let's look at the here we go. Oh, that one's gonna be all right. I'm gonna have to change when we get to that puzzle. I'll have to change the crop of the window. But for now, I just want Bosnian. Oh, it's only a 2-cell cage up here at the top, so there's no way it could be. It can only be 17 at most. So maybe it could just be 5. It could just be the number of like snake eggs, essentially. If this was a snake egg puzzle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go with that for right now. Road 5. We'll see if that makes sense when we get to the Sudoku. All right. So which one is next then? Cave. All right. Well, I know cave rules pretty well. Cave. Yeah, cave. Okay. So let's see. See if we can do this one quick. All right, so the 7 here can't touch the 2s, so it's got to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Boom. Now the 3s are done. The 4s need one more. Some direction. Okay. 3s are done. The 2 is done with the 5 there. So we get that. 2, 3, 4, 5. The 4 is done as well. The 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one could be. The 5. The 3. The 3 can't connect to the 4. Oh, this 5 here, maybe? Oh, the 8. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got to connect there. And it can only get 5 at most. Yep, so it's got to be like that. That's all of it for the 5. 4's got to come out that way. Oh, these 4s are done now. And the green down here has to connect to the top, and it's got to come through here to do that. That finishes the 2. Got to come up that way. That finishes the 5. It's got to continue this way because it's got to eventually connect to these over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's it for the 6 and the 7. Got to get the black to the edge of the grid here. The 4 is done, so that gives us that. Now the 3 4, 5, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5's got to come one more at least, which finishes the 4. Gives us that. 1, 2, 3, that gives us the 5 and the 4. 1, 2, 3. Black, green, complete. There we go. All right, that was a nice puzzle. As expected, he's given us some, not too difficult pencil puzzles. All right, so is it going to be the number of walls or the number of wall segments? I feel like it's one of those two. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could be 7. I'm going to put down both options, I think, on this one. Because neither one is going to be, well, we'll see how big this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 2, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So we can probably check 35. The cave, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, it's definitely bigger than 7. Um, it's 35. It's got to be the 35. Okay, because that's a big cage. 7 cells. All right, awesome. So what's next? Double choco. Now this is one I've never done, so we're gonna jump to our puzzle rules. Double choco is how I'm assuming that is. Divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells, each containing a connected... Whoa, where'd I go? It jumped. All right, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Each containing a connected group of white cells and a connected group of gray cells, with the property that the shape of the white cells is identical to the shape of the gray cells. Must belong to a region containing the indicator number of white and indicator number of gray cells. All right. I'm going to look at the... So puzz.link has... it's not going to show it to you. All right. I'm going to look at some examples. I'll be right back. Okay. So I looked at some examples in the rules, and I think I understand how this works now. So we're dividing it into regions. Each region has to have this half gray and half white. And they have to be the same, essentially. So this, we could do something like this. There's like 2 whites and 2 grays, but it could also be like that, because there's still 2 whites and 2 grays, because it's just rotated, or it could be flipped. But it's still the same, but you couldn't do like 4 whites like that with 4 grays like that. That wouldn't be allowed. And the number has to be the number of things. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm doing this a little bit off intuition. I'm going to assume it goes like that, and this one... No. Nope, it's got to include this up here. There we go. So the white and the gray are the same there. Now the ones are going to have to be like that. Now this is a single, so it's got to have a single connected to it. This has to be 2 whites. Now, like I said, it could go either way with the other 2. I think it's got to be like this, because if you connect the one to the one above it, now you've got these 2 white ones here that don't have anything connected. So it's got to be that way. Now maybe this might do the 3. I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm going to try that. The 6 here though, and can those 6s both be in the same region? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm gonna say they can. I don't know if that's a rule or not. We're gonna go with that though. Oh, we've got the same thing here with the 10 that we had on the other side. Now the 4 is a problem, because this 2 needs to have 2 of the grays. We've only got 2 grays here. Okay, so that doesn't work. Maybe it was this 3 that was wrong. We can do that. Does that work? Oh, it does. Look at that. And then the threes. And then... and we've got two regions here, essentially. Um, twos like that. The fours... maybe like that. And the ones. And then... how's the three going to work? Two could do that. And there we go. Complete. Perfect. Okay, so this one, let's go look at our choco. Okay, so it's a 5 cell, so it's got to be at least 15 minimum. Could it be how many regions there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think that's 17. Let me count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. That would work with a 5-cell cage. It'd be a little bit limited, but that's probably a good thing. Choco, let's see. 17? Okay. Awesome. All right, let's see what's next. Let's go back to here. Next one. Oh, Hey Awake. Okay. So I've done in the past, I have done some Hey Awake before. I've been terrible at it. I just, for some reason, I can't figure out how to start them. I can't figure out the logic. And I saw that there was a Hey Awake in here, so I actually messaged a couple people, asked them for some tips. I also looked up some of the easier Hey Awakes on Puzzlink and tested them out. So hopefully I'm prepared to do this one. I guess we'll see. So the way Hey Awake works, let's look at our rules again. Scroll down to the H's. Hey Awake. Excuse me. Here we go. Shade some cells. No two shaded cells are orthogonally adjacent. So all the shaded cells have to be individual cells. So they can touch diagonally, but not orthogonally. The remaining unshaded cells form, so all the unshaded have to connect. That's pretty typical stuff. Numbered regions must contain the indicated number of shaded cells. Makes total sense. A line of, this is the part that usually trips me up. A line of consecutive unshaded cells may not cross more than one bold border. So let's go back to here. Okay, so what that means is, like, if this is unshaded, you can't do this because it crosses two borders. But you also can't do, something like this because it crosses these two borders. So that's the tricky part. So let's see what happens here. So I know the 2 here is either going to be that way or that way. But I don't, the problem is the regions around the 2, on either side are empty here. So, I mean, I would know all of this. So that one would have to be if I went that direction. Because we'd have 2 things here. And if I do it the other way, I think it works out the same. Yeah, this one would have to be shaded. So I know one of these 2 has to be shaded, but what about the 4? What can we do with the, is there, can you, oh, you can't, oh, right, you can't do this because this one won't be connected to anything. So and you can't do all 3 of these because this one won't be connected to anything. So I think you have to do both of those. And then 2 of these other 3, because you can't do this one now or you'd only have 3. So 2 of these 3 then. But it could be those 2, it could be those 2. If we find out this one's shaded, then we'll know that one is unshaded. Okay, but we get those, so it's something. Now, can we do anything with the 3? The 3's got to be a little bit limited, right? So we can't do both of those. So I think we can only do, of these 3, this kind of L shape in the corner, I think we can only do one. Because if you do this one, you can't do that one. And obviously you can't do the one next to it. If you do this one, you can't do that one or the one next to it. And if you do that one, you can't do either of these. So we can do one of those 3. Do we have the same thing with these 3? I don't know if we do. No, because you could do both of the... You can't do both of those. Actually, I don't think we can do the middle. Now that this one's green, because that would rule out all of these, and now any other 2 that you do, you're going to have stuff blocked. So we can't do the middle. We know we can only do one up there, so we have to, right, and we can only do one on a domino. So we have to have one on this domino, one on this domino, and one in this little L in the corner. But what does that tell us? Can we do that one? We can't do both of these because we have to either do this one or this one, and now we can't do either of those. So this one has to be shaded, since we can't do both of those. So now one of these 2 has to be shaded. I think that's doable. And this wouldn't affect those at all, so. What about... I was just thinking, we said that if we did this, it would force one there. But I don't think that's a problem. Right here. Look, we've got to do, but it could be any number of these 3, I think. I told you, I'm really bad at Hay Awake. This is probably something simple where people say, oh, well, in a 3x3 region, you just have to do X, Y, and Z. I don't know these patterns. These 2 has to be in. Okay, what about the 5 down here? Can we do anything? Actually, these 5s are the same. They're just turned, aren't they? So, can we do anything with the 5? Well, actually, up here, this one can't be shaded because one of these 2 has to be shaded. If it's this one, obviously it's unshaded. But if it's this one, you also can't shade that. So this one's unshaded. And the 5... Yeah, so it's kind of like the 3 over here. We can only do one of these 3 in this corner L. And we need to do 5, so we can do 1 there. And then we've got 4 dominoes, 1 here, and these 4. So there has to be 1 in each of those. And they have to kind of do one of these numbers. Or, yeah, we can't do that. So it has to be the other way, doesn't it? I think it has to be like that. I hope it has to be like that. And now this one can't be because we need to be able to get the greens all connected, and this one also can't be. So we do that. I think that's how that 5 has to go, actually. Now this one down here, we can't quite do the same thing because we don't get the green in the corner to start with. But this gives us something to work with at least. Now this 3... Oh, we can't do this one because we'd be closing in that cell. So now it's got to either be this way, which it can't. it's got to be the other way around, like this. There we go. Ah, now this one, we've crossed two, so we've got to put a shaded cell there. Oh, same with the other direction, actually, so that works out well. Can do that. One of these two, oh, this one can't be, because it would close that cell off, so that gives us one, oop, down here. Now, we've crossed a border here, so, yeah. What else can we do? This one down here can't be shaded, because it would close off that cell. Not sure what else we can do down there. Can we do anything else up here? We know one of these two has to be shaded. That wouldn't prevent that one. This one would. One of these three. Ah, okay. So let's think about, can this one be shaded? It would force this one, but we know one of these two is, and either way, you're closing off something. So actually, that one cannot be shaded. So now we've essentially got 3 dominoes here. This one would force that one. But so what? This one. Okay. There's probably something I should be seeing there. Okay, where else can we look? I have no intuition about this puzzle type for some reason. I just can't. My brain doesn't do it. I don't know. I know one of these two is in, but okay, one of these two. So if it's there, that's got to go up there. So what? If it's there. Okay, I'm going to come back to this one because I'm hoping maybe it would force all of that, which would force that. And then what does that force? Nothing. Does that cause any problems? I don't think it does. This way puts one there, which presumably could work just like that one up there. Ah, okay, one thing I can see, if we do it this way, because we have to have this have access, that one's green, and this one's green. If we do it the other way, they're both green as well. So these two are green either way. But what does that tell us? I can see I need to have one here or here because we're crossing 2 borders there. But, I mean, there's no way to not have one of those two anyways, because we have to have one of these two, and we have to have one of these two. So, we can't do both of those. So, clearly... Okay, this one forces that. This one... Has no effect, as far as I can tell. One of these two has to be. And one of these two. What about... Is there somewhere else that I should be looking? I don't know. One of these two has to be in. Ah, and so if I put one here, I can't put one down here because it'll close off this corner. But if I don't put one there, there's one here. So either way, this one is green. But, okay, and one of these two has to be then, because we're going to cross two borders here. If it's this one, again, we can't do that because it'll close off this corner. If it's this one, I can't do that. So this one is also green, which puts a shaded cell there because we're crossing two borders. Okay, something. And now we can because it still has access. Ah, shoot. I was going to say we can't do that one. One of these two has to be. I feel like it's going to have to be this one. Because if it was this one, how would we know what this corner is if it's shaded or unshaded? But that's kind of a uniqueness argument. If I don't get this one figured out pretty soon, I may use that. Only on Hay Awake, because I can't do Hay Awake. Um, I would love to be able to. I think it's a neat puzzle genre. I just can't seem to figure it out. It's just one of those things. Um, okay, so we need one more down here. One of these three. So again, because I assume it's going to be this one. No, I assume it's going to be this one. So that makes me think we're going to have a shaded cell there, which would force this one to not be. But now there's a so one of these two. Actually, no. Look, right, two borders here, so there has to be one in the middle. Okay, and now, okay, that puts that there. So there has to be one on one of these two. What does that do for us? Anything? Does that do anything? I don't know. I don't know what that does. But I can see there's only two ways to get, kind of through from the right side over here to this left side. So we can't do both of these. If I do that one, forces that. If I do that one, okay, maybe I should come back to this 5. Now, I know there's probably like I said before, like, oh, well, 5 in a 3x4 has to be, just like this. But I don't know if it has to quite be the same as that one, does it? Because could you do this not in the corner, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Because but we can't. We can't. Because we can only have one of these. Interesting. So if we don't do one of these two corners, I don't think you can get 5. Yeah. So one of the two corners has to be in, which means this one is not. So that means one of these two has to be, I think. If we do that, I guess maybe we have to have... No, we don't have to have both corners. Do we have to have this corner, though? If we don't have that corner... Yeah, I don't think you can... No. Okay, this has to be shaded. I don't think there's any way around that. Which now means we can only have one of these three. So 1, 2, that's 3 dominoes. So then we need all 3 of those. So we either have to go this way or this way. This way would force one up there. This way would allow either one of those two. But we know there's one in the corner here. And this one can't be shaded. We know that much too. Because if it's this way, you can't put one there. And if it's this way, obviously you can't. And same here, this one can't be shaded. Ah, and actually, since it's either this or there's one there, this one can't be shaded. So our second one is right there, which means this is unshaded, exactly what I thought was going to happen. It gives us those over there. Okay. And now we get one here because the double we crossed there. And now this one has to be unshaded to allow access for the unshaded cells through there. Nice, we're getting somewhere. I don't know where we're getting, but we're getting somewhere. Oh, now if we do it this way, we got a plus sign in here that's unshaded, so, or that's isolated. So we get all of those, puts our last one there. Very nice. This is unshaded. Now to access the plus, we need this one to be unshaded, which puts one there, and now we get our 2. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We have to have one here. What does that do for us? We need one of these 2 to be in. Ah, this one can't be because we have a whole section down here that's isolated then. So this is unshaded. That puts that there, that there. One of these 2. Either way, we got access around here. Oh, we have to have one right here because of the 2 regions. And now only one of these 2 can be shaded because we need to get the unshaded connected in here. So close now. I can't. Can I do both? No, I can't do. Oh, I can't do this one at all. Right, this is unshaded, so that gives us that. That. Now this one's unshaded. That's shaded. Unshaded, shaded. Hallelujah. Okay. Hey, awake's done. There was actually a lot of really neat logic in there. It doesn't compute in my brain. Okay, so what do we assume the extraction on this one is? Let's look. Hey awake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 cells. It's gonna be a big one. So maybe the number of shaded cells. That could be it, right? Does that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to think of something where you couldn't figure it out unless you solved the puzzle. But since we have unnumbered regions, that would work. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2. So that's 14, 15, 16, 23, 24, 26, 27, and 5? I think it's 32. That's 9, 12, 13, 14, 16. 32. I think it's 32. We're going to go with 32. All right. Hey, 32. Okay, on to the next one. Let's go back here. Which is the next one? Minesweeper. Okay, I know how Minesweeper works. Um, so we're just locating mines. Um, Minesweeper. Um, okay, so we just relocate the mines. Yeah, okay. And the questions just mean it's not a mine, I think. Yeah. So, and this is kind of like the Bosnian road, how you count like cells diagonally as well as two, three. Okay, so this one has to have all. That's the only options for those four. Same thing here. Um, two, three, four, five. There's six. This has already got two. This four has two. This four has two. One, two, three. They have three more possibilities each. This four also has. So one of these two. So I think you got to do this and that. That seems right. Five. Oh no, that's not right. Because this five only has five total possibilities. So it has to go like that. That four is done. This four is. Oh, okay. So we do that, and we get the four. There we go. This three. This. Oh, this two is done. So can't do any of those. Now the three needs all of those. The four is done. This three is done. This three needs two more. This two is done. Okay. So we can do those, which means that I have to do that. That's not. This two already has one. So you can't do. You can only do one of those two. So that one's got to be a mine. Got to do one of these two. So this one can't be because that's gonna. This two is gonna get its second one up here. This four only has four options now. That finishes that too. There we go. And two, three, four. Is that right? I didn't get a pop-up saying I did good. Oh, this two has too many. There we go. All right, that was Minesweeper. So, I mean, we got to go with the number of mines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Whoa. Lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, I think. 3, 7, 11, 15, 18, 21, 24. 24 for the Minesweeper. All right. Minesweeper 24. Mine 24. All right. Cool. What's next? Rectangle slider. We've done this one before too. In a gap puzzle. I gotta remind myself of the rules though. It's been a little while. Rectangle slider. There we go. Move black squares so that each group of orthogonal adjacent squares has at least two squares and is in the shape of a rectangle. Okay, so we're moving the things to make rectangles. They can't. Only straight line. They can't cross. Oh, and that's right. Okay. The clues tell us how far it moves. Like the three moves three spaces or something, essentially. The two moves two spaces. Something like that. So the one has to either go there or there. Four has to go there or there. The zero can't move. So what can move to the zero? I think this is the only one that can, because they have to be rectangles. They have to be at least two. I think that's the only thing that can connect to the zero, because the five can't get down there. Yeah. So now the three either has to go that way or that way. Oh, the four can't go down anymore. Okay. So the four goes this way, which pushes the three that way. Now, the only thing that can connect to the three, I think, is that one. And I think the only thing that can connect to the four is that one. 3. Right, so the 1 either goes here or here, and the only way it can, yeah, it's got to go here. That's the only way anything can connect to the 3. This one's got to go this way, which could be the 5. Okay, 2, 2, 5. There we go. Complete. I don't know what that circle there is, but there we go. Complete. Okay, so it could be the number of rectangles. It would be 6. 6 maybe. Let's look at rectangle. It is just 2 cells. What else could it be? Could it be... It's got to be that, I think. I think it's got to be... 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't be the total of all the... Well, and that would be... That wouldn't... That's something that you wouldn't have to... It's got to be something where you have to solve it to get the answer. But you don't really have to solve it to get the answer to how many. I guess you could have more than 2 in a block. Yeah, I think it's got to be 6. Let's go with 6. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to be right, but I feel like I'm not sure what else it would be, I guess. All right, let's see. Rectangle, ring. All right, ring. So this is you're drawing rings. And I think you have to let's see. I've done like one ring before, I think. Rectangular loops, every empty cell gets used, sides of different rectangles may intersect each other. Right. So they can overlap, but they can't oh wait, where's the ring? Here we go. So we can do oh, no, they have to be rectangles. You can overlap like this, which I think is actually what we're going to end up doing here. But you can't do that, basically. You can't overlap that way. I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be like this, isn't it? We got to do, I mean, these are all, yep. And here, and like this. Oh, he gave us an easy ring. Thank you, Tyrgannus. There we go. And I mean, it's got to be the number of rings, right? So 10? Yeah, got to be the number of rings. All right. Ring 10. I mean, I guess it could be like the... no, it's going to be the number of rings, because you can't go with like how long the... Well, you could. I was going to say you can't go with like the lengths of all the rings added together, because it's just all the empty cells. But there is some overlap, so... let's look and see. Ring... It's 4 cells, so 10 would work. Could be pretty big, though. All right, well, if 10 doesn't work, then our backup will be the lengths of all the rings combined. All right, number 9 is a snake puzzle. Okay, so snake, we have to draw a snake from the black dot to the other black dot. Can't touch itself. I don't think it can touch itself diagonally even. Is that accurate? There's going to be a bunch of things with snake. Here we go. No, can't touch itself diagonally. If there were white circles, they would have to be part of the path. And the numbers outside tell you how many cells are shaded, or how many cells in that row are part of the snake, essentially shaded cells. So I mean, I think we could do... There you go. I was just sort of guessing. Just intuition, like, well, it's 3 and 5 and 3 and 4, and maybe it goes like this. There you go. All right, so that was the snake. I mean, the length of the snake, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Go 17 for the snake. Where's the snake? Oh, it's a 4 cell. Yeah, that could be 17. Okay, so snake. Oop, snake. 17. All right, our list is alphabetical, so we got to be getting close to the end of it. Toss square, is that the, yeah, toss square is the final one. Okay. We've done toss square. I actually made a toss square as part of my advent calendar, so some of you have done more toss square than others potentially. Um, this 9 has to be a 3 by 3 since it's in the corner. You could have 4, 4, 1 theoretically, I think, with a 9, but and in fact, this one is going to have to be a 4, 4, 1, isn't it? Because the only way you could do a 3 by 3 is right here, but then the 1 is going to have a 3 by 3. So this one has to be a 4, 4, 1. I think there's a couple ways that could happen. Oh, but you have to have one here. And the one, no, there has to be a 4 by 4 up here at the top and one below. And then, so it's got to be like this, which puts the 1 there and the other 4 there. Now we got 4 for the 20, so we need 16 more, which has got to be a 4 by 4, I think. So like that, which is going to be our 16 for our 16 clue here as well. And that gives us 16 for the 17. The other one goes there. The 2 has to have these two. And now this is close, so that's got to be unshaded just to leave that open. The 5 has to have a 4 and a 1. Like that. The 2 has to have 2 singles. So it's got to be like that. Now we can't do, oh, we can do both of those because you can still get through here. Well, the 1 is done up here. This has to have a 2 by 2. It's got to be that way. Now we've got 4 for 14. We need 10 more, which has got to be a 3 by 3 and a 1. It's got to be like that. This one can't be shaded, so the 1 is up there. This one also can't be because we need to get access for the unshaded cells up there. We can't do both of those, so this one has to be in. Has to be shaded, which then means we still can't do that one. So this has got to be, that's unshaded. The 8 needs to have 2 4s, I think. So it's got to be that way, and then this way. This 2 can't have both of those, so... Oh yeah, it can. It can, because we can get... This needs a 2 by 2. It's got to be there, because it can't touch the 2 on the other side. And now this one can't be shaded, so we get both of those. And there we go. Complete. All right, so that was the toss square, and... I mean, the number of squares, probably? I mean, it could be the number of shaded cells. Toss square. It's only 4 cell cage. Yeah, so it's going to be way too, because we've got a 20 and a 14 and a couple of 9. There's no way. Yeah, we can't. That's going to be way too big. So it's got to be the number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23? I think it's 23. Toss square is 23. All right. Toss square 23. All right. Now the question is, do I want to tackle the Sudoku tonight, or once I've rested. I think the prudent thing to do. Nah, who wants to be prudent? All right, I'm gonna look at it. I don't know if I'll finish it. I may get a start on the Sudoku and finish it tomorrow. But I'm gonna start it. Why not? All right, let me get it. So you can see it all on the screen. All right, there we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go through and I want to put the. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Oh, I gotta do cage. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the totals in here. So we said this one was a 5. The akari was 18. The ring was 10. The snake was 17. That's a little too close to the. There we go. We'll make it snack. The mines were 24. The cave was 35. The choco, I think is how you say it, was 17. The rectangle, we said, was 6. Toss square was 23. And the Hea was 32. All right, so this is 1, 4, or 2, 3. And we should look at the rules. Hold on. Were there rules? Is there? Oh, because I changed. Okay, I changed to setting mode to change the numbers. That's why I couldn't see the rules. Okay. Rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits cannot repeat in a cage. Cage them sum to the total in the cage. There's a king's move constraint. Okay. And it seems the Magi's journey cannot end before. Okay, and I think that's just telling us that this is the final puzzle, essentially. The Magi's journey cannot end before it begins. All right, so this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's 10. Is that what we decided? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, which then means this has to be 5, 6, 7. These are 8 and 9. 24. This is 7, 8, and 9. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh, interesting. So look at this cage. You can't put a 5 anywhere in this cage because of the king's move constraint, because these are in the same box, and these two see the 5 by king's move. So that box, 17 and 4 without a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 would be 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 would be 17. And if you. Yeah, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. And the 7 can't be in here. So there has to be a 6 in one of those. One of these is a 7. Okay. Oh, the 6 here. Look. Means this is a 6. So there's a 6 down here. If that's a 6, this is a 6. Because of the king's move. Do I know which one of these is the 6? One of them is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Seven, 8, 9. So, none of these can be 7, 8, or 9. Is that right? No, that's not right. These two cannot be 7, 8, or 9. Because this one sees both of those in the row, and this one by king's move, and this does the same kind of thing. So these two cannot be 7, 8, or 9. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And this one can't be any of those three. Actually, neither one of... That's interesting. This one can't be those three, and this one can't be those three. So, so only... Yeah, only one of these two could be a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it would have to be the same as that one. So one of these two has to be a 5 or a 6, but... One of these is a 6. 7, 8, 9. One of these is a 7. Is there any way to know which one of those is the 7? This cell... Ah, okay. What? One of these two is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Where's that going to go in the middle box? So this one, if it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, it can't be the same as those. Obviously can't be there or there. It can't be there because the king's move. So it would have to be there, and this one would have to be up there. So it's going to be the opposite. Right. So one of these two is a 1, 2, 3, or 4 that matches up with one of these two. The other one is a 6. But I don't. I still don't know which is which though. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so the 5. Ah, 5 can't. The 5 isn't one of these three. But what is that? You said the Bosnian road was 5, right? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It's got to be the number of the unshaded regions, right? I think it's got to be. So none of these can be 5. This can't be 7, 8, or 9. So one of these is 7. Hmm. Thought I was making good progress there for a minute. I had the 5 and I got the 17 cage. This cage is 7 cells and sums to 35. 9 cells total would be 45. So it's got to be missing 2 digits that sum to 10. And this 4 and 6 are a little bit suspicious, but that doesn't mean that they're missing a 4 and a 6. It would lead you to think that might be true, but I can't say that for sure. Oh, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. This is the 7. That's not 7. This is then 6, and this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. It has to be the same as that one. This is not 7, so there's a 7 there. Which means there's no 7s in any of those, so there's a 7 in one of these two. 6 means there's not a 6 there, so this is a 6. This is not a 6. One of these is a 6 down here. In fact, these are 5, 6, 8, 9, but that one can't be a 6. These can't be. There's a 6 down here with a 5, 8, or 9. Okay. 7 there, which means there's not a 7 here. Not a 7 there. Got a few options for 7s, though. Can this be 6? Would have to be 1, 5. 2, 3, 4. This would have to be 1. 1, 5? Yeah. Can't be 2, 4, though. Yeah, we have to remember that all of these cage totals could potentially be wrong. All right, 6 over here. Is that one of these? So this one is kind of like the 35. It's a 32 and 7 cells, so we need to be missing 2 digits that sum to 13. Now interesting. So 6 can't be in any of those. So if this is missing 6 and 7, there's a 6 right there. But I can't really say that it is. It's very interesting how we've been able to use the King's Move. I've made puzzles with King's Move's restraint before, and a lot of times it doesn't come into play too much because it's a fairly weak constraint. I mean, it's only really matters if you're at the border between the boxes. So, but we've used it several times already. I love this 5 with the cage here. This is really neat to rule the 5 out of all of these cells. Very nice. But what do we do now? I mean, we could do some. All right, so 17 and 35 is 52. These are 45, so these are 39 when you take out the 6. So 39, 52, so 13. So these 4 minus that one equal 13. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that does for me. I can't put a 6 in any of those. I've got to have a 6 down here. I know this 32 cage has to have a 1, 2, and a 3. But again, what does that do for me? Not really sure. Can't have a 7 here or up there. So there's a 7 in one of these. Can we put a 7 in the 17 cage? Sure we can. Why not? Seems like you could. Not sure why you wouldn't be able to. 1, 5. I think this is the one that I was the least confident on. For the total. But I just don't know what else it would be. Because we can't do the total of all the... Well, the total of all the numbers would be something you'd have before you start the puzzle. I may have to go to the... This is the myrrh, the brutal version. I may have to go to the frankincense. Because I don't want to just sit here for an hour on video trying to solve this. they're just not restricted. All right, so apparently my hard drive ran out of space. So I've moved the file onto the external hard drive. I've got like 20 terabytes of external hard drive space free, but I usually record onto the main hard drive and then move it over just because I don't know. I feel like less chance of issues while I'm recording. But the issue that I had was I filled up my hard drive. So I was just about to say I'm gonna switch over to the next, you know, I was on the brutal version. I switched to the next version, which has these two extra cages, as far as I can tell. Um, Excuse me. And so I've added those in here, hoping that will give us something to work with. So this is 1.5 or 2.4, and this one could be 1.6. If it's 2.4, it would have to be this way. No, 3.4. Sorry, if 3.4 it would have to be that way, but it could be 2.5 either way. But we're limiting where we can put our 7, right? Because we can't be in any of those. Now we can't be down here. So there's two options for 7 still, though, in column 7. And in column 1, or column 3, sorry. We've still got a few options for 7s there. It's less restricted there, actually. So what did that do for us? Did that give us anything? Don't think it did. Actually, 6 only has 2 options in row 5. But who cares? What does that do for us? I don't know. All right. I'm gonna be a wimp and go to the gold. I mean, it's the gold standard, right? It's the gold standard. So, hey, there we go. How could the gold standard be bad? Okay, so we've got a 7. That 14 is going to be helpful. A couple of 5 cages. Okay. This is going to be, I think this is going to be helpful. So that one's a 7. This, oh, look at that. That 14 is going to help us a lot. Okay. And then the 5's down there. Okay, so this is a, not a 44. That's a 5. That's a 5. Okay. So, I mean, this is going to give us, switch back over to solving mode. A digit right there, and it's going to, oh, yeah. That's giving us a ton. Okay. And so the 8's here. Put an 8 down here. Can't be in the 5 cage. Can't be king's move. This is an 8. This can't be a 9 because of the 9 there. These can't be 9s. Five has to be in one of those two. This is the 8. It puts an 8 down there. If this is the 8, it puts an 8 right there. So one of these is an 8. Ah, this has to be 1, 4, or 2, 3, and it can't be the 1, 4. So this has to be 2, 3. We done anything else with this? I don't think we have. None of this helped with these things. So we can't. We've got 2, 3, and 4, and 6. So these have to be 1, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And this one has to be 1 or 5. Oh, this can't be 7, 8, or 9. So that gives us a 1, 5 pair with a 7, 8, 9. I think that's. I think that's right. So this can't be 1 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these. So 7 and 5. There we go. Is that right? Puts a 5 down here. So, oh, nope. Shoot. Because 1, 5 here means this has to. Okay, back up. That must not be a 6. Um. So what could it be? If that's not a 6, could it be the number of lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, because that. I mean, you'd know that ahead of time because you have. No, you don't move all of them, I guess. Well, this one doesn't move. Um, and these blank ones wouldn't necessarily have to move. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11? I don't know what else it could be. It's got to be. I don't know. Let's say it's an 11. See what happens. Okay, so this cannot be 1 then. So this has to be 6, 4, 3, or 2 to go with the 5, 7, 8, 9. This one can't be a 7, 8, or 9. So this is a 1, 5. This one is a 1, 5 for sure. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Seven can't be that. So the 7 is one of those two in this box. 7, 4. If this. So the only way. So we've got 3 of 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. The only way this doesn't use the other one of 1, 2, 3, and 4 is if it's 6, 5. Oh, the 7 cage up here. Look, it can't be 1, 6, and it can't be 2, 5. This is 3, 4. Which means this is not 3, 4. That's 1, 2, which makes this 3 or 4 to go with the 1 or the 2, which gives us a 3, 4 pair in the box there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 4, kind of the opposite, the counterpart. So where can the 9 go? Could be up here, I guess. Or it's there. If the 9 is not here, that's going to give us the 8 and the 9 figured out here. Five isn't one of those. The 8. The 8 can't be there or there. So one of these two is 8. Hmm. So what? One of these two is 7. If it's that one, you'd have a 7 down here. If it's this one, you have 7 in there, yeah. 23 and 4, does that? Just wondering. Oh, this one can't be 8, so this can't be 3. Okay. Something. I'd like to rule out 5 and 6, because then I would know that I'd have all 4 of 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this row. This is 5 and 6. That would be 1. 7. You'd have an 8-9 pair. Hmm. Hmm. Close. 5 up here. If this is 1-5, we'd have a 1-5 pair in the row. But I don't know that that would really be a problem. Okay, 3, 4. So these are... we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 here. So these are 1, 2, 8, and 9. This one can't be 8. So there's 8 there. 8 in one of those. So these are 8s, then you get an 8 there. 8 can't be in any of those. Interesting. So 8 is in one of those too, because 8 can't be in any of these. So it would have to be those 3. Are these 2 in one of those? Okay. This is, I expected the Sudoku to be the tough part of the puzzle and the tough part of the whole hunt, and this one is proving to be that. Oh man. So I know there has to be a 5 in this 35 cage, because you can only be missing 2 digits that sum to 10. I have to have a 1, 2, and a 3 in here. I'm going to have a 1 or a 2 in here. So whichever one is in here forces it down here. And so then you can't have it over here. Okay, if there's a 1 in here, there's a 1 there. Which means this is not 1, 6. If there's a 2 in there, there's a 2 in here, so this is not 2, 5. I know there's a 5 in here. If this is not missing 8 and 5. No, we got the 5. Yeah, you can't put the 5. So the 5 would have to be in here. So you'd have to have a 5 at the end of this cage, but it seems possible. Okay, what's 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9? This one can't be 8 or 9 or 5. So this is 1, 2, 7. 5, 8, 9. Can't be 1, 2. 1, 2, 5, 7, 1, 2, 7. One, oh. Oh, 5. It can be 5. Shoot. For a second I thought I had 1, 2, 9 triple. Uh, that would have been nice. Is there any way to rule out the 5 there? Okay, if this is 5, then we get a 5 down here. And these are 6, 8. If this is 5, you get a 5 down here, and it's 5, 6. I might have to come back to this one in the morning when I'm fresh. I'm starting to feel yawns coming on. I was hoping I could finish this tonight, but Tyrgannus did too good of a job of obscuring the path. It's a good challenge. Okay. Just not seeing where to look next. This is 1, 4. This one can't be there. This one has to be up here. So this is 1, 4, or 2, 3. Which means this is the other one. Which means these sum to 5. Which means what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Can we do? Is there something we can do with this 23? Just, I don't know. I don't see it. 7 can't be. There's 7 in one of those two. If this is a 7, we would have 16 more. Can this be a 9? I guess that's a question. Does the 9 have to be up here? I don't think so. 8. 8 has quite a few options still in that row. 8 can't be here. It's got to be in one of these two. If we could show that 9 had to be up here, that would give us the 8. So can this be 9? If this is 9, what do we have here? 14. But that's not really a problem, is it? All right, I'm gonna call it good for tonight. Um, I'll pick it back up tomorrow, and we'll finish this puzzle off. All right. Good night. All right, I lied. As soon as I stopped recording, I noticed something. Okay, so if if this is nine, I was trying to see if I could prove that a nine couldn't be there, because I know there's a nine here, which forced an eight there. But actually, there's another thing to look at, because we also said there has to be eights here. So if this is a nine, these can't be nines, right? So you'd have to have a 9 there. If this is a 9, that's a 9. But if this is a 9, that's an 8, which means that's an 8. So if this is 9, that's 8, and then this one would have to be a 9, but it would also have to be an 8. So this has to be 8 and 9. Um, this is not 9, 2 now. 8, this is not an 8, so that gives us an 8 over here. So this is not 8. 5, 7 pair, so this is a 1. This is not 1's over here. This is not a 5. I was hoping that was going to give us what we needed. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and then there's a 4 or a 5 in the middle. So that's our 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are 6, 7, or 9. This one can't be 7. The 1 here means this is not a 1. So this has to be a 2, 3 with a 2 or a 3 with a 4 or a 5. Because we have a 2 or a 3 here, and we have a 4 or a 5 in the middle. So that means this side has to be a 2 or a 3 with a 4 or a 5. But if this is 2, 4, so if this is a 2, that's a 4. So this would have to be a 5. Just going to see. That would have to be a 5 if this was a 2. If this is a 4, this one's a 2. So this would have to be a 3. So it would have to be 4, 3, 2, 5. If it's 5, you'd have a 1. And this could be 2 or 3. So I don't think this can be a 4. Because if this is a 4, this has to be a 2. But we would have a 4 there. 2, 3, or 5. If it's a 2, you need 15. Yeah, see, there's too many options up here. Well, I was hoping that was going to give us a whole bunch. Oh, this is not 8. Okay. So we have a 1, 2, 9 triple. If this is 9, those 2 is 9. Okay. We've got a 9 here. 9, 9. So there's a 9 in there. 9 over here. 9 in one of these. This can still be a 9, though, can't it? Where can we put a 3? There's a 3 in there, unless it's a 3 here. Can this be a 3? You would need 20 in here. But that could be a whole bunch of things. 9, 7. No, you couldn't do 9, 7, 4. You could do 9, 6, 5. 7. Actually, would it have to be 9, 6, 5? Because you can't put an 8 in there. So 9, 7, 6 is the biggest you could do. 9, 6, 5, 9, 7. We can't do 9, 7, 4. I think it would have to be 9, 6, 5. If this was a 3, so it'd have to be 9, 6, 5. If that was a 3. If it's not a 3, then the 3 has to be in there with a 2. 965. Would that be an issue? Not seeing why it would be. Unfortunately. Okay, so these are 15, 14, or 12. Okay, these sum to 5, because these sum to 5, so these have to be the other one that sums to 5. And these summing to 5 mean these two sum to 5, which means these two are the same digit. Doesn't really tell me anything, but it's a thing that I know. Which means the blue digit has to be, yeah, but what, so what? Okay. Let's think about 17 and 4. 17 and 4. What could that be? Could you have a 9? You would need 8 more, which would have to have a 1. Which seems perfectly fine. Oh, no. Look, the 8 can't be here. I knew this earlier. I said the 8 had to be in one of these two. This has to be the 8. Which means this is not the 8. This is a 5, 6 pair down here. So this is not 5. That's not 2. This is a 5, 6 pair. So the 5 has to be there. Which means there's a 5 here. So this is not 5. This is a 2 or a 3. So if it's 2, we have 15. If it's 3, we have 14. So this is 14 or 15. So can we put an 8 in here is the question. Because there's an 8 in 2 places there. If we have an 8, it needs to be 14 or 15. If we have an 8, it would have to be 8. 815? 815 would work, unfortunately. Eight one five or 824. No, you couldn't do. Yeah, you could do 824 because it would be 14 if you had a 3 in there. All right, a 2 here makes this 1 and 5. 5 and 1. So a 2 here, if this is 15, you don't have a 1. So could you have an 8? The others have to be 17. That's a 2. So it'd have to be 834. It'd have to be 834. But you can't do 834 because the 3 4 up here. So if this, I don't think this, if this is a 2, you can't have an 8. I think that's what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay. It's a 5 down here. 5, 5, 5. 5's there. 5's in one of those. So this one, one of these two has to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4, which has to match up with the opposite. But I don't know what that tells us. What does it tell us? It doesn't tell me anything. I still don't know anything about what's missing from these cages down here. This is a 5 or a 6. Okay, there's an 8 over here. Can't be down there. There's no 8 in here, so there's either an 8 in here. There's an 8 in one of these. We can have an 8 there. So we could still have an 8 in both cages. Only if we did that. But this one could be missing 8-5, potentially. And then so there's a 7 in here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these two is a 7. Can the 7 be in the 17 cage? You would need 10 more. You'd have the 2 or the 3. Have to be 2, 3, 5 with the 7. So can this be a 7? If you have a 7 in the 17 cage, you need 10 with it. You have a 2 or a 3 here. Oh, you could have 3, 1, 1, 3, 6, couldn't you? No, because we can't put a 6 in here. We can't put a 6 in here. So if we have a 7, we need 10 more. We can't use an 8 or a 9. We can't use a 6. We can't use a 7. It's got to be 2, 3, 5. 1, 4, 5, but you have a 2 or a 3 right here. So it would have to be, if this is a 7, you'd have to have 2, 3, 5, which would have to have a 5 up here. So the only way you can put a 7 in the cage is if you also have a 5. So this cannot be a 7. This is a 7. That was a tough 7. So there's a 7 up here. If this is 7, it forces 5. These would be 2 and 3. This has to be... Oh, this is a 7-8 pair. That's interesting. So... And now that this is a 7 or 8, this one can't be a 9. We can't put a 9 in the cage at all. Because you can't put a 7 or an 8 and a 9 and still have room for 2 more. So this is the 9. This is not a 9. We have 1, 2 pair. This is a 9. 9, 9. This actually ends up being a 9. Which means these are not 9s. This is a 9. We do have a 9 in the cage. These are 14, which we said had to... Oh, we can't use a 9 though. So we can't use an 8. 7... We can have a 7. It has to be 14. 7... Well, 7, 6, 5 is the biggest we could put in here. Which is 18. We can't use a 3. So 7, 6, 3 is 16. 754. No, 753 is 15. Does it have to be 654? 753 would work. No, 752 would work. 752, 653. We can't do 653 because this is 3, 5, or 6. So it's 653, 752. I think it has to be 752, 761 maybe. 761 would also work. Okay. But I think it has to have a 7. It has to have a 7 in it. Which means we have a 7 down here. And the 7 down here in this cage means it also has to have a 6 in the cage. Oh, we have a 3 in here. So this is 3 and 2. This is 2 and 3 because we have to have a 3 in this cage. They can't have a 3 at the top and the bottom. So that's 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. Good. These are not 3 or 2. Has to be 1, 4. This is not 1, 4. That's 2, 3. This is also 2, 3. 2, 3. This is not 1 or 2. This is a 4, 3. There we go. Okay, 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 2. Now we're getting somewhere. That 3 gives us the 4 and the 3 up here. These 3s, 1, 2, and 4 there. So this is 7 or 8 with a 2 or a 3. 1, 2, 4. It's not 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay. I feel like we should be able to get this now. So 8 would leave 9. It could be 1, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one can't be a 2. So there's a 2 there. So this one's not a 2. Oh, look at the 2 here. Look at that. Okay. So the 2, this is 4, 2, or 5, 1. So this is a 1 or a 2. 5, 1, 4, 2. So this is 5, 1, or 4, 2. These can't have a 3. So this is a 4 or a 5 with a 2. Okay. Yep. There has to be 2 here. No 2. Okay. Yep. 2, 2. Well, these are 1, 5, 6, and 7. These can't be 7, so the 7 is definitely in the cage. 9 and 7 is 16. We need 7 more, which is going to have to be the 1, 5 then. So this is the 6, 9, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5. Let's see, the 5 comes back down. 7, 5. This is not a 1. So there's a 1 over here. Oh, and the 1 can't be a 1 because the kings move. 2, 4, so this can't be a 4. It's a 3. Got 2s and 4s here. There's got to be a way to disambiguate those. Otherwise, that's going to be a deadly pattern. Ah, no. What's the... I feel like I messed up. Alright, we'll see. Yep, because I got 5 and 2 here. No. 8 and 14. I did the math wrong. Hold on, let's go back. I did 1, 5, 7. 9 and 7 is 16. We need 7 more. It has to be 1 and 6. It's the 5 that's not in there. There we go. That works better. Okay, so the 5 is not, this is a 1, this is not a 7, so um okay, this one can't be a 1. That can't be a 1. 2, so there's a 2 in here. Yep, 2. 1, 2, 4. Okay, so this is 3, so I need 14. So it's either got to be 8 with 6, which would could be 2, 4. If it's 8, then it's 2 or 5 to go with the 1 or 4. 2, 4, 1, 5. If it's 7, then I need 7. Hold on. If 3 and 7 is 10, I need 7, which, yeah, I can't do. So this has to be 8. Okay, and then it's got to be 2, 4, or 1, 5. This is 2 or 5 with the 1 or the 4. Okay, and so this one, if this is 2, 4, this is 1, this is 5. If this is 1, 5, this is 2, this is 4. So that's a 4 or a 5. And it has to be the same as this one, I think. It's amazing how this puzzle just doesn't want to give up anything. It doesn't want to give me any information, does it? 7. We have a 7. Okay, so we need to have a 6 in the cage. Do we know? Do we know where? Don't feel like I know anything about where the 6 has to go. 5, 6, or 7, 4. One of these is a 7. 7, 4, 1. Okay, this is 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Do we know? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, here we go. Look at the 35 gauge. Threes, threes, threes. We cannot put a 3 anywhere in the 35 gauge, which means we cannot put a 7 in the 35 gauge. That cannot be a 7. This cannot be a 7. Where do we put a 7 in this row? Right there. These are not 1 and 4. That's a 5, 9 pair. 6. This is not a 6. This is not a 6. The 4 makes this 2 and 5. This is 4. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 2. The 5 down below. It's not a 7. It's a 1, 6. That gives a 7, 9. I might have finally got it. 5, 9. It's 2, 5, 4, 1. 1, 6, 7. This is not a 7, 6, 1. We said we can't put a 7 in this cage, so this is 1, 6. Oh, 6, 7. Can't put a 7 in this cage. So these are. So the 7 has to go down here then. These are 2 and 4. In that order. This is not a 2. The 1, 8 pair gives us the 2 there. 6, 1, 6. Okay, these are 1, 3, and 8. This is not a 3. Oh, that one's not a 3 and 8. That's a 1. 8, 3. Now we have an 8, so we need to have a 5 in the cage, which has to be down here. 6, 5. These are 6 and 9. In that order. 1, 6, 8, 1. There we go. All right. That was quite the puzzle, Tyrgannus or Turgsantis. And thank you very much for that present. That was quite the journey there through all those puzzle types. A lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So thanks again to Tyrgannus for making that for me. If you guys solved it as well, let me know what you thought. Did you go to the gold standard, um, or did you? Let's see. Let's go back. Did you do the brutal, the myrrh, or did you go in the frankincense somewhere in the middle? So, very cool. Thank you very much. I enjoyed that. Now I'm gonna go to bed because it is late. But I just couldn't. I couldn't resist finishing the puzzle. I had to push through. It was too much fun. All right. I'll see you guys again soon with another puzzle. Thanks. Bye.